Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? I better check to make sure the camera's on. Forgot to flip the screen up. Can't see myself. Don't know if the camera's on. You know, that sort of stuff. So, I'm getting ready to weld. I'm actually ready, I think. Mentioned this yesterday. I wanted to weld this cap to a plate. I have made the plate. This is like 1/8 inch thick, or maybe even 3/16 steel, mild steel. This is a black pipe cap fitting. Big hole in the plate. This needs to be welded on. And I've sanded and smoothed, and one of the things somebody mentioned was, had somebody on yesterday's video talk about, like, yeah, you're on the right path, you can make weld it, just make sure you do some practice runs first and do some test runs on the same material so you know what you're getting into, and figure out a way to hold the piece in place so that I don't bump it. So I made a little hold down, and there's little welding helpers that I've seen people make where it's like a bent piece of wire with a big heavy weight on it. I don't have the resources to put something together like that real quick, but how about just a box end wrench with a 1, 2, 3 block bolted to it? Works actually pretty well. Set it on here. The box end holds the piece in place. You can move it. I mean, this isn't like it's going to stick there, but if I bump it with the welding wire, this piece isn't going to move around on me, and that's kind of the point. Enough that I can get attack, and then I can get rid of this. So this is one of those things, like, necessity is the mother of invention or whatever. I was sitting here thinking, like, how am I going to hold this down? I have a couple of clamps. There's like metal shavings all over my shop now. I have a couple of metal clamps, or even a C-clamp that I could put this in and clamp it tight. But you know, I want to do like the cool kids with the little hold down thing, and so I made one. I want to be a cool kid. I'm ready to weld. I was hoping to show you my finished weld on tonight's video, but it's getting late. I've been down here dorking off on this. I had to go, after work I went to see Alina. She asked me to come visit her because she had her first post-op appointment today. And got all the dressings taken off and all that stuff. She just has like a couple of patch bandages on where all the scars are. She had a lot of staples, like probably a good 8 inch long, or 6 or 8 inch long scar from where they opened up her knee. So I went to see her because she was really upset about that. You know, 13 years old and already have knee pains and surgeries and missing school. She misses her friend. She's worried that she's going to get behind, all that sort of stuff. She doesn't want to miss formal. You know, she's upset, and I understand. So I went and spent some time with her, and then I came home and did some chores, and then I came down here and started goofing off thinking I'd get this done, but it's late and I haven't eaten, and I should probably do that because food is important right now. But I'm getting close. And I've been filming this I filmed, maybe I'll show you some of the footage here while I'm talking, I'm not sure. I filmed some footage of me making this plate and a little bit of the, like, intro filming stuff with the GoPro. The good news is I'm making 2 of these plates, so if I miss any part of making this plate, I can always refilm it when I shoot the second one. So I'm not being really picky with how I'm filming this because I know that I'm making another one of these. Now, this is just a small piece of the project. And in fact, this is like, the more I think about it, the more superfluous this is to the project. This is not a necessary part of what I'm making. I could have achieved the exact, you'll see. When you see what I'm making, you'll see. I could have achieved the exact same thing with just like a set screw. But instead I decided to make this plate because it's more better. It's more awesomer. Hell, I don't know, I'm crazy. Cool thing happened today. I meant to tweet a picture or Insta picture or something, a picture, but I didn't because I got distracted. I actually had a card game idea develop in my head, and I kind of dorked around with just some blank cards. I've done blank card demos in the past, how I would design a game with just blank cards. So that was cool. That was cool to have like a creative spark. I think it was driven by the fact that for the last couple of days, I've been trying to come up with a name for this application that I've been working on. Right now, the application is built. It was initially built for one particular company or one particular group, but we're getting ready to introduce it to multiple groups, and so it can no longer just be named that group's name. Like the app needs its own name. It needs its own identity so that it can live in space with multiple user groups and that sort of thing. And I've been really struggling with that, and my whiteboard at work has just been filling up and being erased and filling up and being erased. So all these words that I've come up with and ideas, and I've really been beating myself up over that. And so I think that's where like I just needed to do something creative today. So I goofed around with a card idea. Will I do it? Will I make it? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. If I do, obviously I'll tell you about it. Right now, my focus is on making this project and getting it done and filming it and making a video out of it and putting it on YouTube because I want to do more YouTube this year. I want to do more, better YouTube. I think my New Year's resolution was to do less, better, and this is part of it. I want to do part of me doing less is me doing more YouTube. So less things, but better, be better at it. So do more YouTube this year and be better at it. That's my goal. I have to figure out how to do that. Working on it. Thank you for being here as always. That was loud, sorry. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and being my best friends. Come back tomorrow. Have a chat with me. I'll see you then.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from CoolCosmos.com. How much did the space shuttle weigh? The space shuttle weighed 165,000 pounds empty. Its external tank weighed 78,100 pounds empty, and its two solid rocket boosters weighed 185,000 pounds empty each. Each solid rocket booster held 1.1 million pounds of fuel. Holy crap.